All right. And I saw somebody had sent us a link right now to Ukraine press conference blows the Biden gate wide open. I shared that link with our team. So thank you for that link. I saw that in the chat. Much appreciated. Okay, let's go up here. All right. Here we go. It's almost 9 p.m. Eastern time, and President Trump has not yet pardoned Ross Ulbricht, Ken Wiley. Does Jimmy Dore know that Carl Jung believed in Gnostic? You have Gnosticism. He has Gnostic Christianity. All of the libs on legacy broadcasting are controlled by the Archons, specifically Yaldabaoth, but so are the Republicans. And that's from the 138. Thank you. The Democrat Party and the libs are puppets of the Archon, specifically the Demiurge Yaldabaoth, but so are Jews and most Republicans, the 138. I know this steak doesn't exist. I know that when I put it in my mouth, the Matrix is telling my brain that it's juicy and delicious. After 9 years, you know what I realize? Ignorance is bliss. Seamus.
Okay, ready?
Okay, back to Jimmy.
Hey, turns out Trump just saved the whales. I'm not kidding. That's what that Democrats used to do. They used to be concerned. Remember, save the whales?
Yes.
Trump just did it. Well, they've been putting up windmills, which kills whales. And that's, by the way, that's the science. That's not made up. It's not misinformation. That's the science. Victory. Trump has promised to pause all offshore wind leases, which could save the North Atlantic right whale from extinction at the hands of industrial wind energy. It's incredible to watch Republicans steal the Save the Whales issue from Democrats. So upon hearing this, President Biden said that Trump should be more concerned with Americans than people who live in Wales. Wah, wah. Trump to take more than, so this is from this article. President-elect Trump will sign more than 200 executive actions on Inauguration Day, a massive first wave of policy priorities focused on border security, energy, reducing the cost of living for Americans, ending DEI programs across the federal government, and more. A senior administrative official who was familiar with the executive actions and authorized to brief Fox News Digital said Trump on day one will end catch and release and pause all offshore wind leases. So there you go. This means California Governor Gavin Newsom is going to have to run his electric vehicles on a large diesel engine in his backyard. This is a major success for all of us who have fought for years to save the critically endangered North Atlantic right whale from the depraved wind energy lobby, green sellouts, and fake journalists. That's from Michael Schellenberger. And here's a clip. They did a documentary on how the wind farms in the ocean offshore are killing whales. They're killing whales. So here's just a minute of that documentary.
1,000%. That is the boat. Let's bring it to dead stop. I saw another whale had washed up. It's becoming a pattern. Is it the windmills? Is it the pounding of the seafloor? How many whales is it going to take?
There aren't many places where the North Atlantic right whale can go. It's destined to extinction.
It sounds like they're like it's like pile driving.
This is what the whale is experiencing, and nothing on the
What the United States is looking at is thousands of wind turbines in an area that our whales, our dolphins, our marine life, where they live, where they migrate, where they breed. It's only when they started going into the wind lease areas that we believe that the whales are dying.
So those red dots are whale deaths.
Precisely.
What a scandal.
So, yeah. So, again, there's big money to be made in windmills and green energy, and they don't care if they kill the whales. Just like the oil companies don't care if they poison the groundwater. Just like that. Trump is doing things Democrats would have done without hesitation when I was a kid. He stood by union longshoremen and averted a strike. Did you know that? The longshoremen, I covered it in another video, longshoremen said Trump's the greatest friend to the working man and president in their lifetime. Forced a ceasefire to stop a genocide. That's what Trump did, not Biden. And now he's saving the effing whales. This shows you how horrible the Democrats have gotten that Trump can show them up this easily. Wow. Or you could say he's out-lefting them. Because the Democrats are a right-wing party. They're an authoritarian party that serves Wall Street, the military-industrial complex, big pharma, corporations. So Trump. He's just saved the whales from extinction. The northern right, what do they call the northern right whale? Yeah, Okay, okay. Over stuff.
All right. Roger Meadows. The downside of closing the door on prosecuting past presidents politically is that when there is a legitimate case like Bush admin, we will never get justice. Don't know how he will rebuild military when the top 3 reasons Gen Zs aren't enlisting is because they don't want to risk death, permanent injury, or PTSD. Glad he wants to get back pay for COVID, but don't carry over to state and local. All right, continuing. Message, MLK wasn't killed for standing up for Black people, but once he started talking about reparations and doing against capitalism, talking about staging boycotts, also, fingers crossed for what Trump will do about Jackson, Palestine, Baltimore, Asheville, Lahaina. Regardless, no one should be waiting around depending on the politician to do anything if you live in a citizen ballot initiative state. Especially for amendments. What are you waiting for? Let's start running these petitions for the 2026 ballot. Wow, just got notification. Rubio was just confirmed as next Secretary of State, 99-0. You might have known, but you probably forgot that, yes, you have to accept admission of guilt when pardoned. That was the issue. Dems were talking about the Trump pardoning Sheriff Joseph Arpaio and others. Thank you. And that was from Roger Meadows. Thank you, Roger. Let me see if I have anything else. I don't think I have anything else on that one. All right, back to Jimmy.
Hey, guess who did a flip-flop for Trump? Snoop. So back in this is Elon Musk even tweeted. That's where I saw this. Snoop Dogg in 2017. He says anyone who performs for Trump at his inauguration is I'll let him say it. And then Snoop performs at Trump's inauguration. You want to see? By the way, Snoop Dogg has done a 180, and he's now supporting Donald Trump for the Wizzy His House, yo. At least now everybody's going to know where the weed smell is coming from. Am I right? I think it's a positive sign that the White House is transitioning from cocaine to marijuana. Very positive sign. But here he is in 2017.
So ain't nobody going to perform for Donald Trump, huh? Which one of you jigaboo ass niggas gonna be the first one to do it? I'm waiting. I'm gonna roast the fuck out one of you Uncle Tom ass niggas for doing it. Which one of you niggas gonna do it first? Osby's the one that performs for himself.
So I don't know how much of this I can play because I'm sure it's copywritten music, but here he is performing. There he is. Anyway, I think it's fantastic. Here is so I like this guy who is Kazan D. Asidiu, or however you say his name. He's a life coach. He's graduated Harvard in 2012, and he's an Emmy winner. He says, regardless of his intentions, it heartens me to see Black people openly supporting Trump rather than listening to Democrats who constantly call him racist while they run the country into the ground and hurt people of all colors. At minimum, this indicates that the social stigma of supporting Trump is eroding. Awesome. That's from that guy. Here's one. No one should be surprised at the real and growing support Trump has from Americans of African ancestry, says Jeffrey Myers. 1 in 4 U.S. Black men under 50 support Trump for president. That's from an NAACP poll. 1 in 4 under 50. I'm not a math surgeon, but I think that's 25%. Wow. I don't know about you, but when I want to know who to vote for, I always turn to a ridiculously wealthy hip hop artist who works with Martha Stewart, who I think did more time than him. So there you go. Snoop does it. I want to hear it again. You want to hear him be?
So ain't nobody gonna perform for Donald Trump, huh? Which one of you jigaboo ass niggas gonna be the first one to do it? I'm waiting. I'm gonna roast the fuck out one of you Uncle Tom ass niggas for doing it. Which one of you niggas gonna do it first? Osby's the one that performs for himself.
Okay. Anyway, I think it's funny, but I also think, just like this guy, that it heartens me to see black people openly supporting Trump rather than listening to Democrats who constantly call him racist while they run the country into the ground and hurt people of all colors. I'm like Frederick Douglass. I'll join with anyone to do good and no one to do wrong or bad. I forget now. Why can't I remember that quote? But anyway, that's the quote. So when Donald Trump does something good, like a ceasefire, end the war in Ukraine, close the border, there's lots of things he's already doing. I'll be on board for it. And if he does something wrong and stupid, I'll stand up against it. I don't have Trump derangement syndrome like everybody at the Young Turks did. Man, that was painful. And all my ex-friends in Hollywood. Okay, over stuff.
Oh boy, camera 4, it's ready. There we go. Look at all the dates. Look at what she was working on. My goodness. Thank you so much, Misha. All right, let's see what do we have here. Nice work there, kiddo. All right. Yeah, Snoop Dogg is really taking a lot of heat right now from his fans for performing at the crypto ball. All right, let's see what we have here. Oh, I've got a couple. All right, girls, here we go. I read that Freemason one. Make Ukraine Russia again. Don't leave a rump state called Ukraine, lest it remain a NATO playground, a carpetbagger's money laundry, and black rock property. Sparky, thank you, Sparky. Every time I think they hit rock bottom, they manage to stoop even lower. They really do go the extra mile. Seamus, break it off. BlackRock, make Ukraine Russia again. Sparky. Thank you, Sparky. Peter Schweizer's book, Profiles in Corruption, Abuse, and Power of America's Progressive Elite, discusses the Biden family crime organization as well as Kamala, Bernie, and other progressives. And the name of that, again, everybody, was Profiles in Corruption by Peter Schweizer's. All right, much appreciated.
Okay.
Back to Jimmy.
So on day one, this is what Trump is doing, day one of his presidency, 200 executive actions. 200 executive actions, a massive first wave of policy priorities focused on border security, energy, reducing the cost of living for American families, ending DEI programs across the federal government, and more. So here it is. He's going to, on day one, he's going to pause they're going to end catch and release, which was some crazy immigration program. Pause all offshore wind leases, which that's going to save the whales, because the windmills kill whales. Just if the windmill's in the sea, it kills whales. Terminate the electric vehicle mandate, abolish the Green New Deal, withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord, and take several major steps to assert presidential control over the federal bureaucracy. Well, no wonder they had to bring the inauguration inside. He's pissing off people in the green energy industry. You can't, the ones who disappear guys who come up with engines that run on water. So he's going after cartels, which is basically an uninsurable activity. On day one, the president-elect will declare a national border emergency. He will direct the U.S. military to work with the Department of Homeland Security to fully secure the border, and he's going to establish a national priority to eliminate all criminal cartels operating on U.S. soil, and he's going to close the border to all illegal aliens via a proclamation. Okay, that all sounds good, but where is the Patriot Act will be revoked immediately? Is that in one of those 200 things? Because that would be fantastic. He's also going to create task force for the protection of Homeland Security with officers from the FBI, ICEA, and other agencies to fully eradicate the presence of criminal cartels. Direct designations of cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, which the official said will unlock new authorities to achieve the Trump Homeland Security. So I think it sounds like he's going after drug and human trafficking cartels or gangs. Reinstitute Remain in Mexico and direct the military to construct a new area of border wall. So Remain in Mexico, that's basically what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but with soldiers to enforce it. Okay. By the way, he's going to grant emergency authorities to suspend the entry of illegal aliens across the southwest border, allowing for individuals apprehended to be swiftly returned to their countries of origin. And I just want to say, Trump, before you start a war with Mexico, I hope you figured out the CIA has been running the cartels in Mexico for many years. So maybe invade the CIA first, and I bet we won't need to do idiotic Mexico thing. Just keep that in mind. Also on day one, he's going to fully unleash Alaskan energy, which the official described as essential to United States national security. He also said that the energy executive order deals with every single energy policy and addresses liquid natural gas, ports, fracking, pipelines, permitting, and more, while also terminating President Biden's policies, he said, have constrained U.S. energy supply. Okay. Trump will sign an executive order to strengthen presidential control over senior government officials and implement a new merit-based hiring review. Well, isn't that what we're already doing, merit-based hiring right now? Meaning that we hired based on the merit of how they look and thus how they make us look. If we were any more shallow, you could allow seniors to swim here unsupervised. Anyway, Trump will also take action to return federal workers to in-person work. The official also said Trump will end the weaponization of the federal government and restore freedom of speech and end federal censorship. Okay, I'm all for all that. And I don't want to say I'm not grateful to be allowed to have the rights I'm supposed to have anyway. Just by being born here, but great. I think he should do that and do more. But anyway, also on day one, Trump on his first day will also suspend the security clearances for those 51 CIA security officials who lied about Hunter's laptop. Huh. Nice. And he's going to end all DEI programs across the federal government. He was also going to establish a new Department of Government Efficiency hiring freeze, and the official said gain control over foreign aid and NGO funding. I think this is all good. I think I don't have a problem. As for reducing the cost of American families, Trump will sign a presidential memorandum directing all agencies and departments to remove all federal actions that increase costs for families and consumers, which the official told Fox News Digital will be beginning of Trump's historic deregulatory effort of his second term. Well, let's take it as they come. Let's see what regulations he wants to get rid of. The official told Fox News Digital that everything voters voted for is being translated into executive policy. On day one, his day one executive order is related to the popular video show. So TikTok. He's going to allow TikTok. He also said he will sign an order on Monday that will extend the period of time before the law's prohibitions take effect so that we can make a deal to protect our national security. Trump also said the order would confirm that there would be no liability for any company that helped keep TikTok from going dark before my order. Trump official described the wave of actions as a shock and awe on a scale never seen before. So I like what Trump said he was signing on Monday to extend the period of time before the law's prohibitions take effect so that we can make a deal to protect our national security. So that's also what in the industry they called courtesy shredder time. So that's what he's going to do on his first. He did it today. So that's today. So when you're watching this video, it's yesterday. So he's getting stuff done. You got to hand him that. Over to Steph.
Okay. You going to do another story?
I might do one more.
All right.
How many have we done?
11.
That's all? I got to do Trump Saves TikTok.
Okay. All right. You're going to do that one. That's great. Okay. Let's see here. January 20th, Reuters.
Ready?
Oh, back to Jimmy.
TikTok's back online after Trump pledged to restore it. After 12 hours after shutting itself down in the United States, TikTok is back for many users, almost like it never left, attributing to the return to President Trump. This is the statement from TikTok. In agreement with our service providers, TikTok is in the process of restoring service. We thank President Trump for providing the necessary clarity and assurance to our service providers that they will face no penalties providing TikTok to over 170 million Americans, 170 million Americans, and allowing over 7 million small businesses to thrive. It's a strong stand for the First Amendment and against an arbitrary. It actually was horrible for business. If they shut this down, literally 7 million businesses need TikTok. It's a strong stand for the First Amendment and against arbitrary censorship. We will work with the President Trump on a long-term solution that keeps TikTok in the United States. The whiplash move to bring the app back comes after TikTok became unusable for Americans late Saturday night. Users who tried to open the app at that time were met with a message saying it was offline and asking users to stay tuned. Early on Sunday, Trump said he would issue an executive order following his inauguration on Monday to delay the enforcement of the divest or ban law. And within hours, access to TikTok's app and webpage began to return to U.S. users. Hip, hip, hooray. But by the way, they banned us twice already. So we're not allowed on TikTok. So it's kind of bittersweet for me. Trump may be poised to score a major political victory by claiming responsibility for bringing back the popular platform. In a statement midday Sunday, TikTok said Trump's promise to save the app allowed it to restore U.S. users access even before his expected executive order is signed. Trump said Sunday in a Truth Social post that he plans to issue, well, he did. So he did all that. Trump has said he was considering a 90-day extension in the ban to give him time to work out a deal to sell the app to a non-Chinese owner. In his post, Trump, that's not the problem, by the way. That's all made up. The problem is Israel. Israel doesn't like TikTok because TikTok is 90% anti-Israel. And young people are on TikTok. That's what the problem is. And Israel controls our government, so they have to come up with a lie to get rid of TikTok. And they go, oh, we're afraid of Chinese. Okay. In his post, Trump said he would seek a 50-50 joint venture between TikTok's existing parent company and a new American owner. Such an announcement could serve as a kind of immediate political victory for Trump with America's youth. You think? You think, CNN? Although Trump supported a TikTok ban, imagine if CNN had 170 million viewers in America. Although Trump supported a TikTok ban in his first term as president, he was recently said he wants to keep the app alive, posting on Truth Social Sunday saying, save TikTok. Yeah, he wants to keep it alive. There it is, save TikTok. He attributed his election victory in part to TikTok at a press conference at Mar-a-Lago in December. I have a warm spot in my heart for TikTok, he said, then claiming to have won the youth vote by a significant margin. And there are those that say that TikTok had something to do with it. I think it did. The law banning TikTok passed with strong bipartisan support in Congress because AIPAC owns both parties, citing national security concerns, double CK, although a Pew Research Center survey in 2023 found about half of Americans supported the ban. It has consistently proven unpopular with younger generations. Trump's executive order could face challenges, including from members of Trump's own party who say they opposed any extension of the ban. We commend Amazon, Apple, Google, and Microsoft for following the law and halting operations by TikTok. And we encourage our other companies to do the same. Who said that? Tom Cotton. And Pete Ricketts in Nebraska wrote in a joint statement Sunday, the law, after all, risks ruinous bankruptcy for any company who violates it. Now that the law has taken effect, there's no legal basis for any kind of extension of this. Oh, cut it out. Cotton and Ricketts, who are, I'm sure, 100% controlled by APEC, said TikTok should only come back online by severing all ties with TikTok and communist China. Only then will Americans be protected from the grave threat posed to their privacy. Oh, really? We live in a surveillance state. It's over. The Patriot Act happened. We have no privacy in America. The app's brief blackout marked the realization of a years-long effort to block U.S. access to TikTok over national security concerns related by its China-based owner. Outgoing President Biden signed a law last April that gave ByteDance 270 days to sell TikTok to an owner from the United States or one of its allies or face a ban. So even if Trump pledges to reverse the ban, he can't simply undo a law passed by Congress and signed by a president with an executive order. Glenn Greenwald says, the only thing's more stunning than watching the United States government forcibly close a speech, information, and community social media platform that 170 million of its citizens voluntarily chose to use is seeing that it's Trump, almost alone in Washington, D.C., fighting to keep it open. Laugh my ass off. Trump actually did save TikTok. The Democrats just keep handing Trump easy wins. Unbelievable. Even Nina Turner, that fake phony, says the TikTok ban was initiated by Trump, passed through the House and Senate along bipartisan lines, yet because President Biden signed the bill into law, Democrats allowed Trump to be the hero on this politically. Absolutely malpractice by leadership. Michael Tracy says Biden blocking implementation of TikTok ban at the last minute following months in which he could be rightly blamed by young voters for banning TikTok would be yet another pitch-perfect example of Democrats' political ineptitude. They are. But the real reason this is happening, oh, look, Meta shatters lobbying. So Facebook didn't want it because Instagram and Facebook compete with TikTok. A new disclosure reveals Instagram owner Meta spent more than ever on lobbying Congress and the White House as legislation to potentially ban its competitor TikTok was drawn up and passed. Oh, by the way, lawmakers who voted to ban TikTok own a ton of tech stocks. They own millions of stock in Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, and Snap, companies that could benefit from a TikTok ban. Also, APEC wants TikTok banned. So that's a lot of different. And so if you want to know, when I say TikTok, I'm not kidding. Here's Antony Blinken, the Secretary of State, and Mitt Romney, Senator, admit that the U.S. wants to ban TikTok. Why? Because of Israel. Watch this.
Typically, the Israelis are good at PR. What's happened here? How have they and we been so ineffective at communicating the realities there and our point of view?
Look, I think there are two things. One is that, look, there is an inescapable reality, and that is the inescapable reality of people who have and continue to suffer grievously in Gaza, and that's real. And we have to be focused on that and attend to that. At the same time, how this narrative has evolved, yeah, it's a great question. I don't have a good answer to that. One can speculate about what some of the causes might be. I don't know. I can tell you this. We were talking about this a little bit over dinner with Cindy. I think in my time in Washington, which is a little bit over 30 years, the single biggest change has been in the information environment. And when I started out in the early 1990s, everyone did the same thing. You woke up in the morning, you opened the door of your apartment, your house, you picked up a hard copy of the New York Times, the Washington Post, the Wall Street Journal. And then if you had a television in your office, you turned it on at 6:30 or 7 o'clock and watched the national network news. Now, of course, we are on an intravenous feed of information with new impulses, inputs every millisecond. And of course, the way this is played out on social media has dominated the narrative. And you have a social media ecosystem environment in which context, history, facts get lost, and the emotion, the impact of images dominates. And we can't discount that. But I think it also has a very, very, very challenging effect on the narrative.
a small parenthetical point, which is some wonder why there was such overwhelming support for us to shut down potentially TikTok or other entities of that nature. If you look at the postings on TikTok and the number of mentions of Palestinians relative to other social media sites, it's overwhelmingly so among TikTok broadcasts. So I'd note that's of real interest, and the president will get the chance to make action in that regard.
That's what that's about. And here's the guy who's the head of the ADL, Anti-Defamation League, which is the they call everybody anti-Semites. And here's what he says.
You must take this deadly seriously. Pushing extremists off Wikipedia might not seem equal to the challenge of pushing Hezbollah north of the Litani River. Capturing TikTok might seem less meaningful than holding on to Mount Hermon. Libelous tweets certainly might seem less deadly than missiles from Yemen. But this is urgent because the next war will be decided based on how Israel and its allies perform online as much as offline.
There you go. There's the head of the ADL. There's Mitt Romney out just saying it. The reason why we banned TikTok is because they're talking, there's too pro-Palestinian on TikTok. That's the problem. And Israel, AIPAC, controls our government. There you go. Okay, I guess that's it for today. We'll see. We're doing live stand-up shows in Los Angeles in Studio City. When?
February 1st and 15th.
February 1st and 15th. Oh, do I have a read?
Yes.
You got several.
You have several reads.
I didn't know.
Can I have a new blue background, please, before you do that? Thank you.
Okay, come to me. Hey, come see us on tour in Los Angeles, Dallas, Texas, Austin, Baltimore, Atlantic City, Cohoes, New York, and Providence, Rhode Island. Get your tickets at jimmydore.com. That's where they're the most affordable. Oh, okay. Hey, have you ever caught yourself reaching for a bad habit when you're out with friends? Maybe it's the moment when you just want to fit in, but you know there's a better alternative. Well, that's Fume. The sponsor of today's podcast has created an innovative flavored air device. It's not about quitting, it's about finding a better alternative. Fume is an award-winning device that draws flavor to your mouth, satisfying your oral fixation with non-toxic, nicotine-free, and vapor-free flavors. Think of it as herbal tea compared to sticky soda. One of the coolest things about Fume is its design. Not only does it look sleek and premium, but it's also an awesome fidget tool with magnets and clicks to help calm your anxiety. My personal favorite flavor, crisp mint, refreshing and satisfying without any of the harmful effects. Fume is perfect for those moments when you want to break away from bad habits and still have something enjoyable to reach for. Plus, with no batteries required, you'll never need to charge it. It's a guilt-free alternative that can be used anywhere. And here's a special offer just for you. Fume has already helped over 300,000 people build better habits. That's right. Try Fume today. And if you order your Journey Pack now using my code JimmyDore, you'll get a free Fume topper. An awesome accessory to level up your experience. Go to tryfume.com/JimmyDore or scan the QR code on the screen. Fume. The average person's finding it difficult to pay expenses every month, and in most cases, there's nothing left over to cover any extras. Most aren't getting a big raise. Expenses are up, and it's very hard to manage without grabbing for your credit cards. So if you're a homeowner and you're frustrated with that cycle, I need you to take a 10-minute, no-obligation call today to my friends at American Financing. And if you're constantly carrying a credit card balance each and every month with a rate that's in the 20s or even the 30s, American Financing can show you how to put your hard-earned equity to work and get out of debt. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are saving their customers an average of $800 a month. And if you get started today, you may not have to make your next month's mortgage payment. There's no upfront fees, so it costs nothing to find out how much you can save every month. Call American Financing today. That's 888-804-0303. That's 888-804-0303. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net/Jimmy. Hey, you resolved getting healthier this year, right? That's your resolution? Well, great. How are you going to do it? Supplements? Okay. Some green fruit and vegetable drink? Fine. But ask yourself, do any of these promise better health? Promise better health? No. What's the point of green drinks and health supplements if you aren't 100% confident they'll improve your health? That's where Field of Greens is better. It's a better health promise. Makes it radically different. Listen to this. You enjoy a delicious Field of Greens drink each day, and at your next checkup, your doctor will notice your improved health or your money back. How in the world can Field of Greens promise better health? Because each fruit and vegetable was doctor selected for a specific health benefit. There's a heart health group, lungs and kidney groups, metabolism, even healthy weight. One drink a day, it's all it takes. You'll look and feel healthier with more energy fast. And your doctor will notice your improved health or your money back. Get 20% off your first order with the code Jimmy at fieldofgreens.com. That's code Jimmy at fieldofgreens.com, fieldofgreens.com. Oh, the probiotic. Hey, speaking of digestive issues, this is caused by a potential toxin that's in all, quote, healthy foods that scientists have been telling us to eat with a fraudulent food pyramid for the longest time. And this potential toxin causes digestive issues, according to Dr. Gundry, a world-renowned cardiologist. This is affecting millions of people nationwide. Warning signs include weight gain, fatigue, and digestive discomfort and stiff joints, even skin problems. Well, Dr. Gundry explains these side effects are often mistaken for normal signs of aging because digestive issues develop usually over a matter of years and sometimes even decades. I can assure you that the damage is probably caused by these health foods, and it's far from normal. The good news is you can easily help fix the problem from your own home. It's very simple. You just have to know which foods are actually healthy and which contain this hidden potential toxin. So you can go find yourself at Gut Clean. So you can go find this yourself at gutcleanseprotocol.com. Oh, wow. Hang on. I got to do it over. So you can go find this yourself at gutcleanseprotocol.com/Jimmy. That's gutcleanseprotocol.com/Jimmy. Click the link in the description below of this video, because after years of research, Dr. Gundry has decided to release an informative video to the public free and uninterrupted, showcasing exactly which foods you need to avoid. Go find that video at gutcleanseprotocol.com/Jimmy and click the link in the description below. Okay.
Jimmy,
over to Steph.
Nice work. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's finish this up, and we'll be back on Wednesday at 3 p.m. That is the goal. Sure, Trump saved the right whale, but would he have saved the left whale?
Nice.
Sparky 63, and for the kill, January 20th, Reuters, U.S. President Donald Trump rescinded sanctions imposed on far-right Israeli settler groups and individuals accused of violence against Palestinians. Rugna, thank you for that. Thank you. All right, that was Sparky again. All right, Professor Michael Hudson just turned 85. Friend of the show, has been a guest. I beg you consider having Hudson on as a semi-regular. Hudson comments, I like that idea. I will share that with the team. Hudson is known as an economist, but as also a historian. Thank you, Seamus, for the great recommendation. The problem is that delusion is a feature of humanity, not a bug. The 138. Costello. Jimmy, please don't worry about the quantity of your stories. We're here for the quality. Thank you so much, Costello. Seamus, hey, you know what? Please think about bringing on Michael Hudson, Radhika Desai, and Ellen Hudson Brown to explain inflation. I think those are great recommendations, Seamus. I will share that with the team. And that looks like, I think that's all of them that I have. Hold on. I got it. One moment. I got it. All right. That's it. That's all we were able to collect today, ladies and gentlemen. Go do something nice for somebody. Adios.